Times cannot be better than this. Vocal for local, make in India, startup fashion. Everything is happening in a way that all the entrepreneurs can really avail this time, which is one of the best time for starting startups. As I shared in several of my other videos, when we started business 10, 11 years back, so startups were not in fashion. But contrary to that, now if you look at it, everywhere, everyone is talking about startups. So, how do we create a master blaster startup? And this is what I'm going to talk. Recently, I have seen valuations, particularly on the startup angle, have grown up exponentially, and I am associated with at least three angel networks, so I get opportunity to due diligence, get into startup valuation, expectation of startup promoters versus investors. So very interesting area. And talking to some of the venture capital companies, talking to some of the best startup promoters in recent times, there are 4 points which I think startup promoters in recent times. There are 4 points which I think I have captured, and I'm going to share with all the startup enthusiasts, all the entrepreneurs, even students or youngsters who want to create startup one day. I think they should devote time on this. So first, you should be obsessed with customer retention. And now, when I say customer retention, think about Amazon, think about Flipkart, think about Make My Trip, think about Swiggy, think about Zomato, and I'm talking all the unicorns here. So, first and foremost is how do you obsess with your customer retention program? You have to ensure that the customer who comes to your portal, customer who comes to your company, customer who comes to your shop, customer who comes to your saloon, customer who comes to you for travel, should come to you again and again. So you need to think about all the time that what are the strategies by which you can really bring him back to your store, bring him back to your company, bring him back to your offerings again and again. So customer acquisition is important, but much more than that, for a very consistent growth and having a successful business journey, it's very important to have customer retention happening. So that's point number one. Now, point number two, and this is very important. Don't miss the gist of this. How do you track customer behavior? How do you capture customer data? And let me also say that there are a lot of companies who capture data on point of sale. So they capture data on point of sale. But it's very important that not only you capture the data, you must capture the story behind the data. And I'm going to have a very a brilliant example from 7-Eleven stores, which have grown exponentially globally. And recently, Reliance has tied up with them, and people are anticipating that Reliance stock can move quite a bit because of this. Going behind the data and the story behind data in terms of why those customers are buying from you. When are they buying? What makes them buy more? What will make them buy lesser? Which days? What season? What circumstances? So you must go behind the data. More importantly, story behind the data. Very important. And do subscribe my channel, because otherwise you will miss the beautiful example from say 7-Eleven and a lot of other companies I'm going to talk about. So that was point number two. Now point number three. Everything is being done by people. So if you are not able to assemble a great set of people who share your vision, who can strategize on your vision, who can prioritize things for you and then execute. So I also say that, irrespective of your positions in the company, it's very important that startup team from bottom to line, they should sit together, they should talk about their vision, they should have fun together, they should do exercises together, workshops. It's very important that from top to bottom, bottom to top, everyone has clarity in terms of where are we heading, what are we doing, what is our ship going to do. Absolutely synchronize from top to bottom. So that's very important. So create a good core team, and there is no specific formula for doing it. So you have to consistently invest into it. Creating a core team will take you very long. So that was point number 3. Point number 4, and this is the most important. I keep talking all the time. A lot of my videos, there is nothing called as overnight success. So you will have at least 4 to 5 years. You have to be patient enough initially to ensure that you get on the right track, you keep growing. And if I have to say that a really successful startup, a unicorn kind of situation, or a very successful company, at least 10 years, believe me, at least 10 years. And these 4 points I have captured from my venture capital friends. I keep talking to them these days because this is one area I am really keen on learning. You have now forgot one very important point, and you didn't ask me, and this I am going to cover in a very separate video as well. You didn't ask me about products, offerings, minimum viable products. So I was assuming that those last 4 points which I shared with you are happening when you have the real basket of sellable products, minimum viable product, which your customers are happy to buy. And that subject I think I will cover in one of the separate videos shortly. Now the bonus point, and this is why I'm saying encash it, go for it right now. As I said in the beginning, vocal for local, make in India. And you have seen in COVID times, how diagnostic and healthcare industry from India has done wonders. So they have reduced imports, they have increased their own products. This is the right time. So make sure that you certify your startups as certified startup from Government of India. Participate in programs like GEM, Government e-marketplace, be e-commerce compliant, invest into AI, invest into the latest trends, I would say. And a lot more is coming. So please do not forget to subscribe and like and share this particular video. So all the very best.